You have realized that self-victimization and negative thoughts will keep you stuck in a life that you hate, in a life that you do not feel fulfilled in a life where you are just dragged randomly in different directions. You have learned that staying a victim and being negative simply doesn't work for you. It drags you down. But then, after you realize that, you still find it hard not to think negatively. Maybe you are able to do that for some period of time, like a day, a week, maybe a couple of months, maybe you even spend more than half a year like that. But then somehow, step by step, you get back to this older version of you, which used to think negatively, which is limited by some useless thoughts inside, I feel like this is something that happened to me. I remember myself a year ago. I almost didn't have any negative thoughts. I just had my dreams and my desires to, for example, grow in content creation, to leave my hometown and travel. I somehow taught myself to inject positive thoughts inside my head manually. So yeah, I just found myself in a very positive state, and I stayed like that for quite a long time. Last year it was maybe half a year, but then once I leveled up, so I have reached my dream of getting a remote job and leaving the office, and I have started traveling with my girlfriend to the countries that I always wanted to visit. We went to Montenegro, to Georgia, traveling around, and I finally had the courage and real determination to follow my dreams. Somehow, step by step, I started falling back into this kind of victim mindset. So it's kind of funny that even after realizing that negative thoughts simply do not suit you, if you want to live a happy life, if you want to build a life that is aligned to your vision, to your dreams, then negative thoughts simply do not suit you. And it's funny how after realizing that and really putting in the effort to stay positive, to encourage yourself and speak to yourself nicely, even after making progress to that and seeing the real result in your real life, somehow it is still possible to fall back to this negative version of you, which is low mood. You wake up and you straight away have those anxious thoughts. You lose the belief in yourself even, so pretty scary things. And I would say that I have been going through something like that recently, and I feel like this whole situation which I find myself in right now, where majority of the day I don't really feel comfortable with the thoughts that my mind is generating, I went again to research some information, how to stop the negative thoughts, how to get back to being positive once again. And it brought me back to this simple yet very powerful concept, which explains that our mind, the thoughts that are automatically generated by our mind, are simply not us. Those thoughts are what kept us safe back in the days when we were cavemen, basically. And biologically, our mind is wired in a way which focuses on the negatives and focuses on the dangers in order to stay alive. So let's say if you're chased by a lion in the jungle, if your mind would be focused on something apart from this danger which is chasing you, you would simply not be able to survive. We have developed as humans so much with this evolution that we have, but this kind of caveman biology of us humans didn't change. And that's why it's so easy to get dragged by those automatic thoughts that our mind generates daily. And going back to this concept that I kind of rediscovered today, this concept basically suggests to treat those negative automatic thoughts that your mind is creating as kind of like an annoying roommate that you have. The one that always comes and tells you that you don't look good today, or you will never be able to achieve your dreams, or that nobody likes the work that you are producing. Basically, if you treat those negative automatic thoughts as the voice of not yours, but of this external annoying retard roommate that you have, what you do is basically create a separation between these automatic thoughts that you have and your true self, which is basically the conscious, the observer that you are. Because at any point of time, once you kind of wake up from this automatic shit that is happening within your head, what you're able to do is to kind of stop it for a second. My phone got out of storage, so I have to start again, but we're still continuing. So once you realize that you have this negative thought cycle that you have in your head, at any point of time, you're able to kind of wake up, realize that, for example, you have a thought that you are stuck maybe doing something that you don't really like, and that you'll have to spend the rest of your life just dreaming about what you actually want to do, but doing something else. Let's say you notice that you are thinking this, and maybe you have been thinking about it for the last, 10 minutes already, so it has been just going automatically, and you are so deep in those thoughts that you felt like this is your voice and this is you having this kind of narrative in your head. But once you wake up, you realize that, oh, I just thought about that automatically. What you can do is to simply realize that it's not you who has those negative thoughts, but it's this annoying, retard, stupid roommate that you have that keeps on coming and just shouting some negative things that are basically not true, but you are attaching yourself to those so much that you start to believe that it's actually true. From one point of view, it's a very simple way to deal with those negative thoughts, because all you have to do is to basically realize and catch yourself every time that you find yourself just spiraling in the negative thoughts, and just have some humor towards it. Just realize that, oh shit, it's this annoying roommate again, came here to discourage me and to stop me from being my true self, and just switch back to injecting some positive thoughts about yourself that actually, no, at the moment I'm maybe doing something that I don't really like, but I'm making my steps towards living the life of my dreams, and I'm capable. And then it's just a cycle which will keep on continuing. At first, maybe you will find yourself that you came back to a positive thought, and then 3 seconds later you're back to listening to this annoying roommate of yours. Maybe at first you'll have to do it basically, 15, 20, 30, 40 times per hour or something, so really frequently, but with each repetition you basically strengthen this muscle of realizing that you have negative thoughts and simply separating yourself from that, realizing that you are not your thoughts, and coming back to this kind of observer, the conscious that you actually are. So as I said, from one point it's very simple, but from another point it's something that requires a lot of practice until you will become good at actually recognizing. For example, I am sometimes able to spend maybe a couple of hours per day where I'm really able to be attentive to what's going on in my mind, and every time I go automatically into negative thoughts, I have humor towards it, and I'm like, okay, this is the roommate once again. Go away, you know. But then maybe a lot of time of the day I would still spend like in automatic mode. So yeah, I simply realized that it's like a journey. It's basically a skill that I am developing and getting better at. So I feel like this should be this way for everyone. So yeah, I really hope that this advice helps. It's a very simple, yet in the same time pretty hard thing to do, but just practice it and it will get better every time that you have doubts about yourself or about your capabilities. Just keep on reminding yourself that if you have something in your mind that you want to exceed in, to change your life in some kind of way or reach a goal, if it's somehow planted within you, if you felt that this is something that you are called towards, then there is no possible way that you are unable to reach that. So yeah, keep on trusting your vision, keep on growing, and thank you so much for watching this. Bye.